Welcome back to the small farm unit at Cherry Research Farm. I'm Heather, and we're down in the high tunnels with the research for the cherry tomatoes and the ginger cultivar trials. We are in early June, and our plants have been in the ground for a couple of months now. We've had a little trial and error with some of the getting started, but we've had a few varieties that have begun to produce, and we have lots of fruit that's going to be ripe soon, so really excited to see the differences between the different varieties. Some of our first producers were, we had some Gold Nugget, a determinate variety, and then we've also had the Sweetie Cherry that we got some off of those, the Indigo, and Sun Gold. We've gotten a few off of each of those varieties. So far, the ginger has been very low maintenance. I've had minimal pest pressure. I've had a handful of caterpillars that have been chewing on just a few, so I've manually removed those. They seem to be performing well so far. We've got 5 cultivars, and it's a little early on. I haven't noticed too many differences between the different cultivars just yet. One of our high tunnels we're not utilizing for this research, and so we've planted soybeans and buckwheat, and we added some fertilizer out along with it. We set up some wobbler sprinklers, and we've been turning on the sprinklers for maybe 10 minutes per day, about twice per day, just to get those germinated. They're probably about 4 inches tall now, and we'll try to use that to minimize the weeds taking back over that high tunnel while we're not using it.
My name is Alex Alvarado. I'm Dr. Leong's apprentice here at the Small Farm Unit.
I'm Karen. I'm a Molchanov Scholar from UNC's Institute for the Environment. I'm here to learn about environmental farming systems and sustainable food production, as well as the research that goes along with that.
Right now, like I said, we set up some trellising. That's probably the most recent thing we've done, and that's for tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers. That's in the upper field. In the lower field, we set up trellising for bitter melon, loofah. I think there's some tomatoes and peppers down there as well.
Those are all of our summer crops. So a lot of planting, a lot of trellising. We actually just finished all that trellising stuff yesterday. We're probably going to plant some more summer crops next week, at the end of the week as well. So we're going to have a lot to harvest coming up soon.
We just harvested our garlic, and I guess they planted that last fall. We got like 110 pounds of garlic, so that was pretty fun. We donated some of it to the soup kitchen, and most of it went to the Fordham House. We just finished up the bok choy, so there's no more of that. In Asian greens, there's some in the lower field now, but they're not ready to harvest yet.
And we're still harvesting Swiss chard, and some of the red mustard is still able to be harvested as well. Our artichokes are actually growing, this is the first year that's happened, which is cool because figuring out how to grow that organically here. So I think like the rest of the crops are just figuring out which methods are the best way to grow them and just sharing those market prices with farmers. We recently went on an extension field trip with Dr. Leong to see how she's been handing out that economic data to farmers. It's still in the process of, collecting more plants, growing more plants, seeing what organic practices grow best with them. So we're going to continue looking at that this summer. We have one free high tunnel now. We just today took out the rest of the snow peas. So that's a new available high tunnel that we'll probably do some planting in this upcoming months. We recently have cleared 2 areas for beneficials in the upper field. So that's really exciting, and they're just starting to germinate. The blueberries are starting to be ready to harvest, which is super exciting, and there's going to be so many, and they're so good. The asparagus would you say it's slowing down?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's slowing down in its production, so it might be getting close to time. Also, the chives we've been harvesting as well. Yeah. There's just so many plants. There's going to be such a diverse array of plants this summer, which is very exciting.